Starting at the gym can be hard for a lot of people. They'll be scared of doing something embarrassing, but if you do a little research beforehand, you should be perfectly fine. I'll be going over what you need to know to not look silly while getting a quick back and by workout in the background. I've been lifting for like 3 years and have a kinda decent physique, sort of, at least a little bit, so that's my gym cred, I guess. But before getting into etiquette, you're gonna have to find a workout plan that works for you. I personally lift 6 days a week and I'm on a push-pull leg split, but you can easily modify this to be 3 days a week, or use a different split entirely. Upper, lower, full body, whatever works for you. It's okay if none of these words make much sense to you right now. Just do some research into a workout plan that has you hit an amount of times a week that's manageable for your personal schedule. I personally feel like you can get optimal gains by working out only 3 to 4 days a week if you're doing it right, but even 2 days a week you can make significant progress. I also wouldn't worry too much about finding the perfect gym. Obviously there's differences, but the weights weigh the same everywhere. Any cheap gym chain should be fine. I've been working out in 24-hour fitness for almost all 3 years that I've been lifting, and yeah, I have to wait for machines sometimes, especially this time of year. But, you know, it works. I just focus on finding something that's close by and within your budget. Okay, so you did some research, found a routine and a gym that works for you. Now we're ready for your first lift. The number one thing to keep in mind is that no one's really looking at you or cares. I'm sure you already know that and have heard it a million times, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It was everyone's first day here once. Now here are the rules you need to know to not look silly. Number 1, don't hog equipment. I've seen people have a pile of like 4 sets of dumbbells around them, which is just ridiculous. Grab the dumbbells you need, and if you want something else, swap them out. Maybe take 2 pairs if you really want to do an immediate drop set, but just be conscious of how you're using gym equipment. You're not the only person there. I saw a dude the other week using every dumbbell in the 20 to 30 pound range, which is also a really highly sought after weight range for dumbbells. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? Also, try and be thoughtful about supersetting machines, which is where you'll do 1 set on one machine and then 1 set on another and alternate back and forth. This will speed up your workout, but it also means you're taking up 2 machines at the same time. Personally, I almost never superset. I take my sweet time in the gym, but if you're going to try to, just be mindful. I'd recommend mostly supersetting stuff that's close to one another, like a leg curl machine and a leg extension machine. I'd also recommend not supersetting a highly sought after thing like a bench press, if the gym's busy at least. If it's empty, then it should go without saying most bets are off. You can kinda do almost whatever. Lastly, I wouldn't recommend supersetting more than 2 things at one time. That's just too much for one person, and if someone asks to work in while you're supersetting, you should probably say yes. If you're taking up multiple machines, it's kinda just polite. Number 2. Respect dibs. Just because someone walked away from a machine doesn't mean they're done with it. See if they left their backpack, a piece of clothing, a water bottle, etc. It's essentially like marking your territory. They'll leave something to mark their spot while they go get water, take a piss, maybe go try and find a particular weight, etc. It's only free for the taking if they've left and didn't leave behind any personal items. But on the flip side, that means you also can't abuse the dibs system. You can't just leave your phone on the seat and then fuck off for a half hour. I remember one time I waited 10 minutes to use a pull-up machine because someone left their sweater directly on the handlebars. To use it, not only would I be disrespecting the rules, but I'd also have to physically move the sweater. But after 10 minutes, there was no sign of the person, so I just moved their shit and did my 3 sets of pull-ups. By the time I finished, there was still no sign of this mysterious person. It's possible they just forgot it there, but like, don't forget important personal items on machines then, dude. Especially in a spot that seems like it's kind of intentionally placed, because whether or not it's intentional, it's confusing and it wastes everybody's time. Speaking of, number 3, take appropriate rest times and appropriate amounts of sets. Depending on the lift, I'd say an appropriate rest time is between 30 seconds and 3 minutes. Just depends on the intensity of the exercise and what you feel you need. I'll usually take longer rests on compound lifts like barbell bench press and shorter ones for isolation exercises. But in general, I think I take longer rests than most people on average. Just try and stay below 5 minutes. Anything more than that is crazy. And if you do tend to take longer rests like I do, be thoughtful. Ask people who are waiting for your machine if they want to work in. Whenever I see someone waiting for something I'm on, I'll almost always offer. Obviously, people aren't entitled to working in with you. If you want to say no, you can. If you're lifting with a friend or a stranger's already working in with you, I think it's perfectly fair to say no. 3's kind of pushing it, but I don't know, man. Just try to be thoughtful. Also, try to do a reasonable amount of sets. This like doubly applies if it's a highly sought after machine. 3 sets is the golden rule. That's what I usually do. The amount of reps per set varies based on your goals and the machine/lift, Anywhere between 3 to 15 reps is pretty reasonable. 2 sets or 4 sets is also pretty normal, and there's niche cases where you might go above or below that, but it's a good general rule. One time last January, there was some dude on the pec deck, a pretty sought after machine, at 5 p.m. peak gym hours, and I watched him do 6 sets, and then I walk up to him. I'm like, hey man, how many sets do you have left? And he says 4. 4, bro? What? 10 sets? You're doing 10 sets on the pec deck at 5 p.m.? Who do you think you are, bro? Don't be this guy. That's too many sets to even like be optimal for the muscle, on top of wasting everybody's time. Number 4, put on some damn deodorant. I'm not expecting you to smell like roses, okay? It's the gym. But there's also a very clear difference between someone who's worked up a bit of a sweat and the pungent odor of someone who doesn't use deodorant. I don't want that smell violating my nose. Please, pretty please, just at least throw on some deodorant on your way out of the house. Number 5, don't interrupt other people's sets. This one's important. If you interrupt someone while they're doing a heavy squat or something, it could lead to a serious injury. And even if not, it could definitely mess up their set. Wait till they're done to say whatever you have to say. I had someone interrupt one of my tricep pushdown sets a while back. Like, this lady walks up and taps me a bunch to get my attention. Then she tells me that I wasn't breathing and that I should breathe between each rep. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I just went back to it. Except I had been breathing. It was a warm-up set. So I just wasn't very tired. I was breathing through my nose instead of my mouth. That's another thing, giving unwanted gym advice. It's kind of like a weird gray area, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with giving a friendly tip to somebody new, but I think if you are going to do it, it's important to make sure you know what you're talking about and like just feel out the vibe, you know? If someone seems like they'd be open to something like that, then sure. If not, then maybe just don't. Just make sure you present it in a nice and friendly way if you decide to, instead of something more condescending. And also, don't interrupt their set. Number 6, keep noise to a minimum. Obviously, some sound is fine. It's inevitable. Talking to a friend, maybe a grunt or something during the last few reps of a heavy set. Gyms are usually kind of loud, to be honest. This one's really common sense, but I feel the need to mention it because there are some really loud outliers. People who will literally scream, like actually scream, during each rep of their set. I think a little noise can help you get the weight up, but past a certain point, dude, not only is it more likely to hurt your gains than it is to help it, in my opinion, but it also disturbs everybody around you. Just be reasonable. Don't scream. Don't do that, please. Especially if you do it abruptly, it could make someone jump or throw them off mid-set, which could be dangerous. Also, don't slam weights. Don't drop a plate on the ground. Don't move machines around in a way that makes a fuck ton of noise. Ego lifting or whatever. Just have some common sense. You'll be fine. Number 6, if you're not sure, just ask. Whatever you're unsure of, just ask, dude. It's always polite. No one's ever going to be mad at you for asking a question. At least, not usually, not anybody reasonable. If someone's hanging around a machine you want, but you can't tell if they're using it, just ask. If you want to borrow weights that are attached to a machine someone else is on, ask if you can. If you want to work in with somebody, ask. The number 1 rule is to just be thoughtful and ask if you're unsure. That alone should be enough to get you through. And now we get to flex and shit. There's a room here with really cool lighting. Yeah, look at those muscles pop. Oh baby, aren't they so big? I hope I didn't paint like a picture where it's like, oh no, you have to follow all these strict rules and you can't do anything wrong. Like, it doesn't matter. If you fuck up and break gym etiquette, it's fine. Everybody does, like, inevitably, you know, we all fuck up. But these are just general rules to keep in mind. So yeah, that's it. Working out is awesome. Everybody should do it at least a little bit. And go have fun in the gym, bro.